Welcome to this new Forza Horizon 5 video. In today's video, I'm simply going to talk about methods to get lots of money in the game. Why? Because the game is coming to PlayStation 5, and with its arrival on this new platform, I think a lot of new players will discover Forza Horizon 5. And they'll simply look for new ways to quickly get money. Because actually, in Forza Horizon 5, everything is paid for with money. Whether it's cars, obviously customizations, or their upgrades, but also houses which sometimes cost several million credits, and which will be necessary to progress in the game, or to finish character customizations, which are also paid. In short, as you can see, everything costs money in this game, which is why you need a lot of it. In this video, we'll discuss various methods, particularly farming methods. We're also going to talk about some features in the game that let you quickly get lottery draws, and therefore, money quickly. So, of course, know that this is really the fastest and easiest way to get a lot of money in the game, but actually Forza Horizon 5 isn't a game where farming takes that long, because Forza Horizon 5 is quite generous with credits and rewards at the end of races. Everything you do in the game will earn you a bit of experience points and help you progress in missions that you'll complete passively. And in the end, you'll regularly receive rewards, like prize draws, which will ultimately give you money. Becoming rich in Forza Horizon 5 will still require dozens of gameplay hours, particularly to purchase the rarest items. Some cars in Forza Horizon 5 still cost 130 million credits. Grinding in this game, while not as short as 5 minutes, is less tedious and time-consuming compared to games like the Crew Motorfest. We'll begin by discussing grinding, focusing on a specific race, the Goliath. It's a race that all players will eventually unlock. On Forza Horizon 5, once you've completed your Horizon adventure, we're going to start by talking a bit about traditional grinding in the game. Since there's one event in particular that's pretty easy to grind, it's the Goliath. It's the event that goes all the way around the map. So, it's pretty long, but proportionally to the time it takes to complete it. It's the most profitable basic event in the game. So, to unlock the Goliath, you'll have to progress in your Horizon adventure, and you'll have to unlock it on the main stage, so the main festival of Forza Horizon 5, the Goliath event, which is right here. So, you'll do that by spending your unlock tokens, which you'll unlock as you progress through your career. Horizon 5, so the Goliath, that's it. It's the longest circuit in Forza Horizon 5, a track that goes around the entire map and spans 54.5 kilometers. So, it might seem like a lot, and you might think you don't want to do a long race. But actually, this circuit, it has a special feature. Almost the entire route is made up of very high-speed roads. You're usually traveling over 300 km/h. Frankly, 50 kilometers at 300 km/h passes swiftly. So, it's a track that's pretty easy. It's much simpler. The Goliath from Forza Horizon 4 or Horizon 3 had some really tricky parts. Places where you could really lose control of your car. But the main advantage of the Goliath, actually, it's that at the end of the event, you're going to get a ton of experience points. And that experience points in the game will help you level up your player rank quickly. And every player level you gain gives you either a draw or a super draw, which you can use later in the game, and those will also earn you credits. So potentially, if you're lucky, since there are draws that can win you up to 1 million credits. It's really a great way to farm the game. So, for me, there are 3 ways to farm the Goliath. There's the fastest way, which means you really take the fastest car in your garage and try to complete the laps as quickly as possible. Just to farm quickly. Experience points, or you decide to do it with a slightly slower car, but one that has credit or experience points boosts. And we'll talk about that a little later in this video. Or there's a third way, and we'll talk about that too. It's the away from keyboard farming method. Away from keyboard farming is simply grinding the game without actually playing it. So, we've finished the shoots. It took us 10 minutes and 30 seconds. But honestly, I didn't rush, and I didn't use one of the fastest cars in the game at all. So, we just earned 32,000 experience points since I already have an account where I'm Prestige 3 and level 7. With 30,000 experience points, I don't gain many levels. But for a new player, 30,000 experience points completes 3-4 levels at once. Knowing that, on top of that, you'll obviously get the credits. You'll get, I just earned 40,000 from a spell draw, which I received for leveling up. The total is now 80,000. So, wait, it'll show up in a moment. We got 32,000 experience points. Okay, and how many credits did we get? We got 162,000. That's even more than I remembered. Oh yeah, so it's really overpowered actually. So, 160,000 in 10 minutes knowing that I really didn't take such a fast car. With the fastest cars, you can do 8 to 9 minutes per lap, compared to 10 minutes with this car. So, as I was saying, either you do it with the fastest car in your garage, in the X categories, for example. A few days ago, I released a video on my channel that lists all the fastest cars in the game. So, you can combine the two videos. To farm the Goliath as quickly as possible, either you do it with the fastest cars, or you do it with cars that have the Forza Edition name. Some vehicles, like the BMW X5M shown here, have bonuses that make them excellent for farming. The Goliath, because first of all, it's very fast. But on top of that, it has an event experience points boost, which means that at the end of the Goliath, you'll earn even more experience points. You'll level up further, earning more prize draws or super prize draws. The issue with the X5M is that it requires the very important person downloadable content to access the route. The Lamborghini Sesto Elemento Forza Edition, already one of the fastest cars in the game, also has a skill boost. Skills earn you experience points. And so, in the end, here too, it's more random draws and more level progression, so you can do it with those cars. The quality of Forza Editions in S2 varies depending on how you farm them. Some are excellent, while others are less impressive. As I was saying, there's also a way to farm away from keyboard in this game. That means, literally, the game will play for you. And you'll still collect the rewards and experience points. I will now demonstrate this method on the Goliath track, but note that you can apply it to any track in the game. I recommend doing it on the Goliath, because the Goliath is a very long event. It's very profitable. So, you might as well away from keyboard farm the most profitable events. So, for this away from keyboard farm, I recommend not choosing cars that are too fast. Instead, go for intermediate S1 or even A-class, and pick cars that are still easy to handle, with good grip and good tires. In this video, I'm driving the Toyota Supra Welcome Pack Edition. But it's just an example. There's not really a best car for farming this way. So, to farm efficiently and away from keyboard, I recommend changing your difficulty settings because otherwise it just won't work. I recommend setting the Drivatar to the lowest difficulty just in case. Since the game will be playing for you, it might not be as fast as you are. For braking, set it to assist, and for steering, set it to automatic. Turn on traction control, stability control, automatic transmission, and driving lines. Basically, you're going to set the game to ultra easy mode. So, TAC, it's loading the new setting. So, basically, you get it, the game will handle steering and braking for you. In addition to having the racing lines, which means, literally, the game will be able to turn. There you go. For example, I'm not touching the controller. Well, I'm not touching the controller. I'm not touching either the brakes or the acceleration, and the car turns and brakes without my help. The only thing the game won't handle is the acceleration of your car. That's why I simply advise you to take a small rubber band or even a 50-cent coin to block your acceleration trigger. I'll do it while talking to you, so it's roleplay tack. I'm taking my rubber band. I'm putting it on the controller. There you go. Now my accelerator is stuck down. The game will play for me and will simply finish the race. So here, it works for 1 lap. But if it works for 1 lap, it also works for 50 laps. So, if you really want to be rich, in the game, away from keyboard farming means playing while you're doing other activities such as working, watching a show, or attending class. You start 50 rounds of Goliath in away from keyboard farming mode, with a rubber band holding down the accelerator. That way, when you come back, your race is completed, and you collect the rewards from 50 rounds of Goliath, which are huge in this case. So, of course, farming this way, or farming races, is not at all the only way to get rich quickly. On Forza Horizon 5, you should know that the game is also very generous with Wheelspins and Super Wheelspins, which you are going to get. To access Wheelspins and Super Wheelspins, pause the menu, go to the My Horizon tab, and you'll find them on the left side of the screen. So, I have a lot of them, because it's been a while since I used them, so now I have 50. These Wheelspins will let you get credits, or I'll give you an example. If we're a little lucky and get some cars, well, hold on, let's do something else. Let's do a Super Wheelspin. The rewards are similar. A Super Wheelspin is a wheel spin where you get 3 rewards simultaneously. To put it simply, you either win money or you win cars. So, what's really interesting when you're just starting the game and trying to fill up your garage, but keep in mind that if the game gives you a car you already have in your garage, you can exchange it for money. I can trade the Durango for 35,000 credits, while here he wins it for 250,000. With just one super wheel spin, I earned 300,000 credits. It's an extremely fast way to make money. The game is generous with wheel spins and super wheel spins. You should know that there's a house you need to buy, so hold on. I'll try to find the right one. The Hotel Castillo that you find here is a house that gives you a bonus. When you buy it, you get a free spin every day you play the game. That means, as soon as you log into Forza Horizon 5, you automatically get a wheel spin credited to your account. You also get bonuses if you have the game's very important person. That means every Thursday the game will give you 2 super spins for free. To claim them, you go to My Horizon, Message Center, then Gifts here, and you'll be able to claim your 2 super spins. So it's been a little while since I collected them. You can see here I might have about 40 or 50 to claim all at once. You just need to press A to claim the spins, and it will add them to the ones you already have in the game. On top of that, in the game, when you play, you'll regularly earn prowess points. Prowess points are the little scores that will appear at the top of the screen. You see the collisions, everything you do, drifts, crashes, jumps, speed points, whatever you want, all of that counts. Prowess scores. The prowess scores add up and fill a gauge, and every time that gauge is filled, you unlock a prowess point. And those prowess points, you can then use them on your car, in the car tab, not in Car Mastery. I have 999 of them, but the game's limit is 999. But in reality, I'll have thousands of them. And these skill points, you'll be able to exchange them for rewards on each car. And actually, every car offers interesting rewards. So, for example, on this one, there's 5,000 experience points. So 5,000 experience points at the beginning of the game. Well, that probably means I'm going to win 1 or 2 levels, so some wheel spins. In fact, all cars in the game offer such rewards. So, in a somewhat random way. So, when you get a new car in the game, I simply recommend checking out the skill points it has available. I randomly selected the Alpha and gained an additional 3,000 experience points. Now, let's examine the Bugatti. I've already used the 25,000 credits. There was a super draw, and here, a super draw as well. And eventually, I could buy the experience points, which is right here. All the cars give you rewards, whether it's experience points, money, or super draws. This way, it's done. Knowing that the Forza Edition cars have better rewards. In the Car Mastery tree. Here, taking the X-Sync Forza Edition again, I go into Car Mastery. Normally, all Forza Editions offer at least 1 super wheel spin as a reward. Here, we have the Firebird Trans AM. What does it give? This one? It gives, well, the same. Super wheel spin, credit boost, and experience points. I'll show you one last one for the road, but I think by now, sorry, you're starting to understand the rule. Similarly, with the Forza Car Mastery Edition, we gain experience points and a wheel spin at the top. So the Forza Editions give big rewards, but actually, all the cars give pretty nice rewards. Then, if you want to make money in the game, obviously you can take part in the festival playlist, which is extremely profitable since it's through this menu that you found by pressing Start, and then directly Festival Playlist on the left. Here, you'll be able to get lots of rewards that are worth a lot of money and that you can exchange for cash. In the weekly Forzathon, you can use Forzathon points to purchase a super wheel spin and a wheel spin. Forzathon points are unlocked by completing the Forzathon. It's displayed here. For example, this week, it's a Forzathon that's focused on the unit ruck. There are 4 small missions to complete. That gives 160 Forzathon points. But then, there are a whole bunch of challenges that you can complete every week. They give super wheel spins, super fast. Everything like danger signs, speed traps, drift zones, and trailblazers is notable. These are challenges you can complete in 30 seconds, and each time you get a super wheel spin. So, now, let's try one. Randomly, I see there's a drift zone here to complete. We need to score 115,000 in S2, so let's go. The zone in question is right there. We'll complete it to see how long it takes, but it shouldn't be long. All right, we need to get 115,000. I think it'll be done in less than 30 seconds. And that's without trying too hard because, honestly, we're kind of messing around right now. Still, I think the goal is pretty easy to reach. It's important to note that in festival selection, the objectives, whether radar, pioneer, or others, are quite easy to achieve. Although it's quick, it's also easy. See what I mean? There you go. We did 118,000. It took us 30 seconds, and so we win a super wheel spin. And you can do this 5 times every week, since the danger signs are drift radar. There are 3 there, one here and one there. Keep in mind that the two here are downloadable content events, so you need to own the Rally downloadable content and the Hot Wheels downloadable content. Even without them, that's 12 per season at a rate of 3 per week. On average, you might get around 150,000 per Super Wheelspin. In a season like that, playing just 3 or 4 minutes a week can give you around 1,500,000 credits per month as a gift. But then, there's another strategy. Especially by doing the festival section, it's to do the challenges that give rare car rewards. The rewards, such as the Ford Rally Sport 200 and Gymkhana 10 Focus, are shown at the bottom of the screen. Or, for example, on the left. Here, you can unlock the rare Delta S4 or the Subaru 22B. These cars are considered rare in the game, and these will be cars that you can then resell at the Ford Horizon Festival for significant money. I don't recommend doing this with all rare cars, because there will be cars that are important to keep, cars that are faster than others. Simply put, cars you want to keep because you really like them. To access this famous auction house, enter the Horizon Festival, any outpost, or any festival location. Then you go to Buy and Sell, Auction House, you start the sale, and what do I do then? After that, everyone does as they wish. Personally, I go by duplicates, meaning I look at the cars I have twice in my garage. For example, I have the Rally Sport 200, which is a car that's a little bit rare, actually, and in any case, it's quite sought after. Well, you see, I can put it up for sale for $1 million with instant buy. I set it for 24 hours. Sales speed depends on the specific cars. And I'll show you another example, the Audi Rally Sport 6. It's worth $20 million in the game because it's highly sought after. So at a cost of $20 million, or even at a cost of $1 or $2 million here and there, you'll quickly become very, very rich in the game. So normally, with all these methods, you'll be able to rack up millions of credits very quickly, and you'll probably be able to buy yourself the most expensive cars in the game pretty quickly, like this Mercedes-Benz SLR, which is worth $143 million. By the way, what are the other most expensive cars? The Ferrari costs $50 million, and the Shelby is $30 million. These 4 cars alone are worth over 200 million credits. Let me tell you, you're going to have to do a lot of grinding to be able to afford them. Typically, using the methods shown in this video, it should be achievable and done quite swiftly. Obviously, if you have other methods to share, feel free to put them in the comments. This will be useful for future visitors. I know there are custom challenges in the game, through the event lab, that are sometimes glitched and let you earn a lot of money. The problem is, they're quickly patched and removed by the game developers. So, a challenge that works today might not work anymore by this afternoon. And I'm not going to show you a challenge in a video that could be removed within 24 hours. There's no point, since usually, this kind of video stays on YouTube for years. But anyway, once again, with the methods we've seen today in the video, you already have more than enough to farm and get rich in the game very quickly. So there you go. If you have other methods or other races to suggest, feel free to put their names in the comments.